What is going on YouTube? Examples here, kind of a brand new video. Now in yesterday's video I explained that I had purchased a brand new arena run, which is obviously what you can see on the screen right now. You're seeing the 3 heroes that I can choose from, and you're also seeing something in the background as well. So let me explain why I've got this other window open ready for this particular draft. So with regards to the arena area of Hearthstone, I haven't had too much experience with it. I haven't really played it too many times. I think I've had 4 runs in total, maybe 5. I've only had 2 runs using the Hearthstone tracker, which I will kind of explain why I'm going to use it in just a second. But as I was saying, I haven't really played Arena too much, so I wanted to try and get as much help as I possibly could in getting the best possible drafts, and then hopefully in the future I won't need to start using these particular websites or this particular website in general to be able to obviously go through Arena. So if you guys didn't know or have never used Hearth Arena, which is what I have open on the right hand side of the screen, it's basically a website that helps you draft your arena. So for example, if I pick the priest, the shaman or the warrior, I go to start new arena, I pick whichever class that I choose, and then I basically type in the cards that come up on screen, and it tells me which one would be the best choice for the deck. So without further ado guys, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start up this arena draft and use obviously this website to help me draft this particular deck. So today's video is going to be the drafting process, and then tomorrow's video is going to be the first game and possibly the second game, and so on and so forth. But when I am going to be doing the games in Arena, I'm also going to bring you guys another video alongside it, so you'll have 2 videos for the next couple of days whilst I am still doing the Arena run. And nevertheless guys, let's get into it and let's start drafting our deck. So when I bought the Arena run with the coins that I had available to me, these are the 3 classes that came up: the priest, the shaman and the warrior. I've completely discounted the priest before I even started this process, because I don't really want to draft a priest. So it's between the warrior and also the shaman. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really play too much of either of these particular classes in ranked at the moment. But if I was going to pick any particular class to build a deck with, it's probably going to be shaman. So I'm probably going to run a shaman in this particular arena. So let's go with the shaman right here. So now we can go back across to our website here, and we can just go shaman is our class that we have picked, and it should hopefully load up this screen right here, which you type in the 3 cards that comes up. So everything is awesome, lava shock, and also feral spirit. Oh, it might help if I could spell feral even though it's in front of me. So it's come up with, let's go purely by the tier list, feral spirit. And as you can see, it gives it an arena score. I don't know what the arena score is out of, but it does give it an arena score. And the 2 things that it would recommend or have a higher arena score is obviously lava shock and also feral spirit. But it's saying that feral spirit should be the card that we pick. So what I'm going to do guys for this video, just to make it a little bit shorter, is when I actually have all 3 of the actually no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to let it ride out, and I'm going to show exactly how I go through it. So obviously feral spirit, so then I say I pick that card, and then down the bottom here it will start building up the deck and all of the stuff that you've picked. So the next ones we've got is Frost Shock, Mad Bomber, Fire Elemental. I think it's going to tell us to pick Fire Elemental, but we'll type it all in just in case. So Frost Shock, Mad Bomber, and then Fire Elemental. So as I thought, it says Fire Elemental. I probably would have picked Fire Elemental anyway, so let's go ahead and pick that and tell the website we've picked it. So next up is Ancestral Healing, which is not there. So let's continue. There we go, Ancestral Healing. We've also got, I can't even pronounce that, so let's pop that in, and also the Kraken. I'm not too sure what it's going to tell us to pick. I'm probably going to say the Kraken. Yep, the Kraken is what it's going to tell us to pick. So I'm going to say I've picked it, and then pop the Kraken in there. So the next thing we have is Spider Tank, the Stone Splitter Trog, right there, and also the Fairy Dragon. So it's told us to pick Spider Tank. To be fair, it was quite close between all three of them, pretty much. If the Spider Tank wasn't there, it probably would have told us to pick one of the other two. But nevertheless, I'm going to pick the Spider Tank because that is what it recommends. So next up is Dancing Swords, Bloodlust, and also Tunnel Trog. Guys, if you don't obviously want to watch me go through this process of drafting the whole arena, you can obviously wait until tomorrow where the video of the full deck will come out, so obviously me playing with the deck, and also I'll still have the thing down the left hand side even, which will obviously be the deck list, so you can still see what I did end up picking for the deck, or what the website actually said, oh, you should pick this. So if you don't want to watch the full process, I fully understand that, because obviously it might take a little while to do. Sorry about that. It might take a little while to do, but nevertheless, guys, I'm going to actually go through this whole process and bring it to you guys. And this is probably going to happen for quite a few of the drafts that I do on this channel to start with. What I might do though in the future is like do a little bit more editing, cut things out, all that kind of stuff. But for this particular video, I just wanted to bring you guys through the whole journey of the draft and like how I go about doing my drafts at this moment in time, because obviously I don't want to basically draft it with this website and then go to you guys, oh yeah, this is the deck that I drafted, because obviously I'm getting the help of this particular website. So this is what it sometimes comes up with. Sometimes it says normally I would pick this, however we need a 2-drop, so I suggest you pick this. And to be fair, both the Bone Guard and the Clockwork Knight are very, very close. But I do agree with... sorry, I think I'm losing my voice or something. I do agree with the website. We haven't got any 2-drops whatsoever. And we kind of want to keep that curve going. So we will pick that Bone Guard Lieutenant right there. So next up, I have a soul and utter feeling I know exactly what it's going to tell us to pick, which will be the Shredder. But we will see whether it tells us to obviously pick something like the Bloodsail Raider, just because it's another 2-drop. So it's going to say Pilot Shredder. Completely actually thought it was going to say Pilot Shredder, to be honest. That was probably the best card out of all of them. Right here, I'd probably say it's going to pick the Feral Spirit again, solely because it is probably the best card in that particular set. But nevertheless, we might be completely wrong, and it might tell us to pick something completely different. So let's just pop all of those 3 in there. And yet, once again, it does say Feral Spirit, and it says, although we already have one, I still suggest you pick it as it has the most value out of these options. So we shall pick the second Feral Spirit for the deck. I still think that it's going to tell us to pick the Pilot Shredder here, just because once again it is probably the best card for this particular deck, and also it's the best card in this selection. So yeah, Pilot Shredder is the card that the website has basically told us to pick. So next is Spectral Knight, Huge Toad, and Reckless Rocketer. So obviously, guys, if you have like a lot more experience in the arena than I do, please let me know what you suggest I do to get become even a better arena player, because I do want to start playing arena a lot more, because I do know the rewards are very, very rewarding if you start getting a decent amount of wins under your belt. Because I watch the likes of Trump and Mars, all those kind of different people that do the drafts quite a bit, and I watch all of them and I try and learn from them, but it's not the greatest thing in the world, because obviously I'm not playing it, but nevertheless I'm trying to become a better arena player and a better Hearthstone player in general. So I'm hoping that you guys can help me along that path to become a better player, just because it's something that I've wanted to do for a long time, is just become a better player at this particular game, and it's been a bit hit and miss for me. I have managed to start becoming a better player by playing a lot of the more higher end decks, I guess you could say. But obviously with the release of Standard coming out very, very soon, it's going to be a lot, I wouldn't say a lot harder, but it's going to be a lot different or easier, so to speak, to build decks, because of the fact that you don't have so many cards to go through, pick through, like you did, like we do at the moment, where we have everything available to us. We have goblins and gnomes, we have Naxxramas, we literally have all of the different. Sorry, I'm losing track of what I'm trying to say because I'm looking at all the picks. But we've got all the different like sets and expansions and adventures to pick from. That we have a ridiculous amount of card choices. That's the one. So this has a lot of synergy. But how many 2-drops have we got? I might actually go completely against what this deck is telling us, because it says I still suggest you pick it as the most value of these options, yet it doesn't have. To be fair though, it's a better drop at a 3-2 than a 2-6 on the Rumbling Elemental. I will go to the website. As I was saying, it's going to be a lot easier in Standard to build these decks, because I have built that Paladin that I showed you yesterday and the day before, where I feel like it will be a very good deck, or a deck that can be expanded on extremely well. And I say that because of the fact that you can build upon it as long as there's always dragons coming out, and you can obviously change up different things if you so desire. But obviously deck building is going to be a lot easier, as I keep saying, when the Standard does hit. But if you're someone that prefers playing obviously the goblins and gnomes cards and all of that kind of different stuff, then you'll probably end up playing a lot more of the cards that you can currently play at the moment. I was just about to say the Power Mace is probably the best card for us out of those particular choices, and it says I see value. Power Mace has insane synergy with our deck and has the most value, solely and honestly because we have 3 piloted shredders in our deck, which, to be fair, I've never drafted that many piloted shredders. I haven't even drafted one before today, I don't think. So I'm quite happy to draft 3 in one draft, because that's, for me, that's just incredible. So I think, yeah, Tumatic, or whatever it was called, is probably the best there. Now here, I highly expect it to say that they've all got decent synergy or decent scores for the draft, because Earth Elemental, a 7-8 taunt is ridiculous, Enhancer-Matic's ridiculous, Doomhammer's ridiculous. So if this was put in front of me, I'd have no idea what I would want to pick. So I'm quite glad that I am using the website to help me with my decisions, because right there I'd probably sat there and say I don't know, I just don't know. But hopefully it can give us a bit of a Doomhammer, a bit of a clue. So it wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. Obviously, Earth Elemental has ridiculous synergy with the deck, and it's a 7-8 taunt as a 5-drop, so I'm very, very happy with that. So I will pick that Earth Elemental up. So how many cards? We've got 8 cards left in the deck, and we've been going for 14 minutes. So I'm hoping to get this draft over and done with within the next like 6 minutes. So we have like a 20-odd minute video or something like that. But hopefully it doesn't take us too long to round out this particular. Let's go with another North Sea Kraken. Jesus. Actually, I should have potentially gone with a 1-drop there. But then again, we have got quite a bit of early game. Pardon me. So I'm not too fussed about that. But as I was saying, I'm hoping that this particular arena run goes quite well for us, because I think we have had one of the better drafts that I've had so far. Obviously, you guys haven't seen any of the drafts that I've been getting or playing with, but so far the amount of value cards and good cards we've had in this deck is pretty incredible. We've got the 2 fire elementals, we've got the earth elemental, we have the 2 feral spirits, you have the 3 piloted shredders, and we also have a spider tank, which is also another mech. So I'm actually extremely happy with how this particular draft is going so far. And obviously, as I keep saying throughout the video as well, I would never ever pick half of these cards because I've just never had a great sense of what I should be drafting. So Captured Geomonger is what's recommended, so that's what we're going to go with. Put in Grimscale, Wind Speaker, which is probably what it's going to ask us to pick, or Crackle, actually, to be fair. Put in Crackle. So Crackle is what it's saying. It has the most value out of these options, and I do agree the Grimscale Oracle is probably the worst card for us in this deck. Wind Speaker we've already got one of, and I don't think it's amazing. I think that's what it said to us before, so we will go with what it suggests with Crackle right there. So Demolisher, I hope it tells us to pick Jeeves right here, because Jeeves is probably one of the best cards for card draw out of this particular draft. And normally I'd pick Demolisher. Jeeves synergizes well with our deck. I suggest you pick Jeeves in this situation. And to be fair, I was going to pick Jeeves, even if it told me to pick Demolisher there. I was probably going to pick Jeeves just because of the card draw. Right here, if I was going to do it without the website, I keep misspelling it, and that's not going to help. I would go with the Frost Wolf Warlord here, but we never know what the website will tell us to pick. So Frost Elemental, and it actually goes with the Frost Wolf Warlord. It says normally I pick Frost Elemental, however, Frost Elemental does not have synergy with our deck. I suggest you pick Frost Wolf Warlord in this situation. To be fair, I was going to pick that card anyway, so pop that in. So we've got 2 cards left to pick. So we've put in the Frost Wolf Warlord, so Lance Carrier, Frost Shock, and also Cogmaster. And it says Frost Shock. Normally I could pick Lance Carrier, however we need a ping. Suggest you pick Frost Shock in this situation. So I'll pick Frost Shock. Frost Shock goes in. So the last one we have Twilight Guardian, Siltfin, Spirit Walker, and Mini Mage. Not too sure which one it's going to actually ask us to pick, so we shall see. It's probably going to say that they're not the greatest picks to synergize with our deck. And to be fair, I wouldn't really know which one I wanted to pick in this situation. So the last one, it says Mini Mage. It says normally I'd pick Twilight Guardian. However, Twilight Guardian has bad synergy with our deck. I suggest you pick Mini Mage in this situation. So we are going to pick Mini Mage as our last card for this particular draft. So this draft, obviously 30 cards, and it's a fairly decent deck. It's not too bad. Some of the choices that we did get were a bit odd, but we did end up getting 2 Fire Elementals, 2 North Sea Krakens, 2 Feral Spirits, and Piloted Shredder ×3, plus 2 Crackles. So all in all, I think I'm quite happy with this particular draft. If I was going to kind of guess or predict how many wins we could possibly get with the draft, I'd say I would say the lack of skill, but the lack of experience of Arena, I want to go to the 4-5 mark, but we will soon see how we fare with this particular deck. And obviously you guys will see the first game, possibly the second game as well tomorrow. And just one more thing before I do finish the video, guys. As you can see on the Hearth Arena website, which is what I'm using, also leave a link to those guys in the description below. It tells you exactly what your deck is, so like your Overlord, your weapon buffs, all that kind of stuff. You can also have a look at the deck synergies. You can also have a look at the deck bases, which will basically tell you what your deck is based around, what you should be doing. The choice overview is basically what you picked against the other scores, and then at the end you can go results and rewards, and basically you can just add the matches you've got, who you're playing against, whether you get first or second turn, and also your rewards. So it's a very, very good website. I would thoroughly recommend it for anyone that is new to Arena. But nevertheless, guys, that is the end of today's video. If you did enjoy it, please leave it a like rating and subscribe to the channel for more Hearthstone content. Any constructive criticism or feedback, just leave it in the comment section down below, as well as any tips to get better at Arena without having to use these websites. So guys, that is the end of the video, so thanks for watching. Links in the description down below will be to my Twitch, my Twitter, my sponsors Nifty Customs, the organisation's Twitter, my teammates' Twitter, and also the website that I used to build this particular draft. So I shall see you in tomorrow's video, guys. That will be the first particular game with this particular drafted deck, so I hope you guys are looking forward to it. But I shall see you in that video.